Hello everyone, I'm Eleuterio Caicedo, an English bachelor student at Secar University, and in this occasion I'm going to make this visual presentation about didactic strategies and didactic techniques. This is a task for general didactics. So, as teachers, our main goal is for the students to have this meaningful learning, to promote that autonomous learning process in the student, to make the students acquire the competence, the skills to understand and appropriate the concepts. And to do so, we use strategies, didactic strategies, and didactic teaching techniques. So the strategy is to plan, and we plan from the topic, we plan from the program, we plan from we plan for the class, and we plan and structure and establish the sequence and order in which we're going to share with the students or apprentices the subject or the topic. And then, when we establish that strategy, we implement that strategies by the use of some didactic teaching techniques. And these didactic teaching techniques has to do with the context. It's not just about the topic, the subject. It is about the group, the learning environment, the teaching environment. It has to be with the singularity, particularities of the group. If they are older people, if they are young people, if they are kids, if the teaching is online, if it is in presence, with the tools we have to to teach, if we have internet, if we just have the blackboard, if we have papers, if we have books, if we have electricity, it depends on, and we establish according to those contextual, to the context of the group of the teaching. So let's dig in the strategies. Let's go and talk about the strategies. So with the strategies, we aim to what we want to promote, what we want to foster on the student. So we have individual, social, cognitive, metacognitive, and critical thinking strategies. Individual strategies is for the students to make to make them conscious about their own learning process. In the individual is to make them work by themselves, to read, to investigate, to consult. It's an individual strategy. A social strategy it has to be with working in groups, collaborative work, collaborative learning. And we have, for example, problem-based learning, working in groups to develop social skills of the students. Cognitive is to make the students comprehend, understand the concepts, to appropriate about that knowledge, to appropriate the activities, the skills. And in the metacognitive skill we have them, or we promote in them, to evaluate the learning, the concept they are acquiring. If it is, how can they apply it? What is different from that? And in the critical thinking is to promote in them that they don't have to swallow everything as a whole, but they have to to evaluate it. They had to question about that learning, if it is good. And now let's talk about those techniques, those teaching techniques. We have individual, group, and experts techniques. In individual, for example, we have worksheets, we have a resume, we have different techniques that for the students to make by themselves. In the group techniques, we have brainstorming. We also have um, collaborative activity, collaborative learning, working in groups, uh, and in techniques with experts, we have a symposium. We expose the students to different experts for them to appropriate knowledge, to acquire new skills. So we have uh, conference, for example. Now let's go in something that is pretty important, and there are some concepts that we constantly use in teaching, in pedagogy, pedagogically in teaching. So we have the method, for example, constructivism, communicative in the teaching of English. According to the method we developed this, or we established, we set the strategy, and those strategies we we put it into action with the techniques, and those techniques are 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 reduced to punctual activities according to each one. We have different techniques, and each techniques have different activities. So thank you, and this was Eleuterio Caicedo. Bye.